Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 4 and we're going to report assessment in art. So, next slide. Before we proceed, let us know first our lesson objectives. First, explain the importance of assessment in arts education. Second, known ways how to evaluate and assess art education. Third, determine some specific art assessment in assessing arts education at the elementary level. Next slide. So why do you think assessment in arts education is important? Next slide. So here's the importance of assessment in arts. First, engage all student senses for learning and expression. So mas mapapadali po yung mas mapapadali na matuto yung bata kung gagamitin po nila yung senses nila through experience at mas magiging interesting na din po. Second, helps children express their imaginative and emotional. So dito naman po is nailalabas nila yung naiisip tsaka po yung nararamdaman nila sa iba't ibang paraan. Third, contribute to the cognitive development and their critical thinking skills. Then, tumatalino naman po yung bata or nagiging mas matalino sila mag-isip. Fourth, exposes students to world cultures. Dito naman po is nakikilala nila yung iba't ibang kultura po sa mundo. Then lastly, it has the ability to integrate all major subjects, math, science, social studies, and history. Dito, pwede namang pagsamahin yung iba't ibang subject tulad ng math, science, and history. Now, let's proceed to the main art objectives. Our main art, next slide. Yes, let's proceed to the main art objectives. First, we have art production. So, art production is the process of making or producing art. So, yung art production po, hindi lang naman po basta-basta na paggawa ng kahit ano. Dahil ito rin po yung pagkakasunod-sunod na hakbang, tsaka po yung pamamaraan na ginagamit para mabuo o malikha ang isang sining. For the next reporter, Athena Sason.
Okay, now we have here an art perception. Art perception is how students see and digest what they are doing, looking, or learning. So basically, ito yung way kung paano natin tinitignan or naiintindihan ng students ang isang artwork. Whether gawa nila, gawa ng kaklase nila, o kahit artwork ng sikat na artist. Hindi lang ito basta, uy maganda, or uy ang galing. It's more on how they process what they see, like the color, shapes, mood, perceptions, assessment. Kasi dito natin malalaman kung naiintindihan ba talaga ng mga bata ang art na ginagawa or pinapanood nila. So parang hindi lang skills ang chinecheck dito, kundi pati na rin yung mata at isip nila when they are interacting with an art. Next naman po, now we have here an art criticism. Art criticism is the student's ability to point out evidence and make connections to the artwork that supports their perceptions. So, ito po yung kakayahan ng estudyante na magsabi ng evidence at gumawa ng ugnayan o connection sa artwork based sa kung paano nila ito naiintindihan. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang basta maganda o pangit ang sinasabi nila, kundi kaya nilang ipaliwanag bakit nila nasasabi yung ganong message or ending. Halimbawa, ginagamit nila yung dark colors, kaya parang malungkot yung dating ng artwork. Ganon nila i-define yun. Okay, art aesthetics. So dito po nakafocus yung mga tanong na bakit? Tulad ng bakit ko ba ito nakikitang maganda? O bakit parang may epekto sa akin ang artwork na to? Mas emotional at philosophical ang part na ito ng art. Dito nasisimula bang ibig sabihin ng art? or paano sila nagkakaroon ng idea sa expressions at ganda ng art. So in short, art aesthetics help students to think deeper, hindi lang kung anong nakikita nila, kundi bakit ito mahalaga sa kanila. So next report.
So, art history is the study of past art masters, ancient civilizations, valuable objects from various cultures and artifacts. Ang art history is the study of visual art from different cultures and time period. It focuses on analyzing artwork, ancient artifacts, and objects um, created by past masters to understand their style, meaning, and cultural significance. This include also exploring works from ancient civilizations and valuable objects that reveals insights into society and history. Next reporter.
So now let's move to assessment models. The first one is work process. Covers the essential aspects of artistic development when creating works of art. Some capabilities, such as developing an idea, modifying the design, substituting, adding, and improving, are not otherwise apparent except during the work process. So, dito na nasasabi kung paano yung development ng artist. First is developing an idea. So, the initial conceptualize is the planning phase. So, kailangan kapag gumagawa tayo ng art, syempre kailangan natin ng planning. Next is the modifying the design, making changes and adjustments to the artwork's design during the creation process. So, kapag yung mga bata, di ba, kailangan hindi naman porket gumawa na sila ng arts is wala nang changes. So, syempre, may adjustments yon. Next is the substitute, incorporating new elements to enhance the artworks. So, syempre, mag-a-add sila ng another idea nila kung paano nila mas mapapali the improving. So, refining and perfecting the artwork throughout its creation. So, mas dito nila iniisip kung paano nila mas mai-improve yung ginawa nilang art. Next is the material handling. It is essential to recognize if children have developed good organization skills and can properly use various materials. So here, it is essential to recognize if children have developed good organization skills and can properly use various materials. So, importante daw po na mas ma-recognize ng mga students kung nag-develop daw ba yung organization skill nila sa paggawa ng arts. So this highlights the importance of assessing a child's ability to manage art supplies effectively, suggesting that proper organization and material handling are crucial skills for artistic development. Next is the media usage. In addition to material control, it is essential to know if the kids start to understand the media they are using. So, this emphasizes the importance of understanding whether the children comprehend the artistic media they're working with. In addition to comprehension. So, next report po.
So, critical skills. This category addresses discriminatory skills by unearned works environment by comparing patterns and designs as those on leaves or seashells. Critical skills is Critical skills in the art refers to the ability to observe, analyze, and distinguish various elements such as color, shapes, lines, and pattern. Ah, itong skills na 'to is yung makakatulong sa mga bata na mas mag-develop pa sa mas mag-develop yung understanding nila pagdating sa visual aesthetic. by examining artworks from other artists and observing the natural environment like pattern on leaves or seashells. Children learn this process encourages creativity and enhances their ability to express themselves through their own artwork starting from an early age. Next, stages of personal development. These pertain to the assessment of the child age range. These stages are indicative of what children can do when left with correctly. We need to refer to stages to developing imagine to hurry children through these stages. Stages of the personal development refers to the milestone children reach these behavior and skills. These stages helps assess what children can do at different ages, especially when they are given materials or activities to work with on their own. It's important to understand this stage to support the children's growth without rushing them through the process. Development, including imaginary play, happen at its own pace, and the goal is to allow children to progress naturally, respecting their individual timelines and needs. Sorry, next.
So now let us proceed to the type of assessment in arts. Next po. First is entry level. This type of assessment identifies what students already know and help teachers to determine the most efficient starting point of learning. Some entry level assessments should measure mastery of fundamental standards or should measure degree to which student have mastered some portion of what is to be learned next. So, an entry-level assessment in art education is a diagnostic tool used to understand student preparedness for the program and guide instruction. It it's a crucial step in helping student to build a strong foundation in their chosen art form. Next po. Next is monitoring of process. Monitoring of progress. Monitoring of progress helps teachers institution in the right direction and should occur regularly. In standard-based classroom, such monitoring becomes crucial component in instruction for every student. So, monitoring progress, it's about tracking student or artist development over time, providing feedback and adjusting teaching or mentorship strategies as needed. So yung goal ng monitoring progress is not just to evaluate the student current abilities, but also to support their growth and development as an artist. Next po. Next is summative evaluation. Summative evaluation is used to determine whether students have achieved the goal defined as a standard or group standard. Typically, this type of assessment comes at the ends of the instructional unit or school year. So, summative evaluation is a comprehensive assessment of a student learning and achievement at the end of a specific period, a unit, semester, or year, or even a whole program. Unlike formative evaluation, which offers ongoing feedback, summative evaluation provides a final judgment of student progress and mastery of skills and concepts. Next reporter po.
Dito naman tayo sa assessment strategy. Okay, assessment strategy. Next po. Assessment strategy is to determine if students are learning. Assessment strategies are used to gather information on curriculum outcomes systematically. So, assessment strategy, ito daw po yung mga ginagamit ni professor or ni teacher na tools para ma-assess kung nagkakaroon ng progress and learning sa mga students. Next slide po. Okay, nandito po yung different types of assessment strategies. First is observation. In an art class, allows quick gathering of information on a student participation and task or application progress during a lesson. Dito sa observation, doesn't need forms, pencils, and paper para ma-assess daw po si student. Dito, makikita mo, ma-identify lang ni teacher yung progress and ng student kapag nandoon na sa loob ng classroom. Next is performance. Written assignments assess knowledge, understanding, and concept application but not skills, processes, and attitudes. Dito sa performance, hindi daw po siya kinakailangan ng skills, processes, and attitudes. Kasi dito sa performance, ina-assess lang yung knowledge and understanding and concept or application. Paano po ito? For example is magpapa-identify lang si teacher ng mga animals, mga ganon, para lang magkaroon ng understanding si student dun sa lesson. Next is journal. Art journals allow students to sketch, plan, express ideas, and reflect on skills, helping them identify effective learning styles and responses to new concepts. Dito naman daw po sa journal, ina-allow si students na mag-sketch, plan, mag-express ng ideas, and reflect on skills. Because every students have their own unique skills, sabi nga po nila. Dito sa journal kasi, more on writing, more on literature siya. So, ina-allow dito si students na ilabas yung mga ideas niya. For example, nagpa-activity si teacher ng butterfly. Pwedeng yung butterfly magkakaroon ng ibang ideas or pwedeng yung butterfly meron silang mga ibang stories na pwedeng gawin doon. Yun daw po yung journal. Next is interview. It helps teachers confirm learning beyond factual recall, while discussions allow students to apply and clarify their understanding. Dito naman daw po sa interview, nagkakaroon ng questions while nagkakaroon ng discussion. In-emphasize ko dito yung factual recall. Kasi po, yung factual recall is nagkakaroon ng mga sunod-sunod or consistent yung pagtatanong ni teacher while discussing. Bakit po? Ang sabi dito, to apply and clarify their understanding. Because hindi naman lahat ng question ni teacher is masasagot ni students. So, kapag alam kasi ni teacher na mali yung question, well, actually, hindi naman natin sasabihin, ay, mali yun. But then, okay, that's correct. But the another way or other answer is ganito. So, nagkakaroon ng clarification dun sa mga understanding ng mga bata. Like, sasabihin nila, ganun pala yun. So, mas nadideepen, mas nagkakaroon ng understanding. Next is paper and pencil. These techniques can be formative or summative, with visual arts outcomes requiring the display of ideas, plans, conclusions, and research results either in writing, for display, or teacher assignment. So, dito sa paper and pencil, pwede daw po siyang formative or summative. Sa formative po kasi is informal siya. Paano po yung informal? Example po, yung at the end of the lesson, pwede kang magkaroon ng paper and pencil techniques. Example po niyan, yung kunwari, anong natutunan nila sa mga pinag-aralan nila, or for example, ang lesson nyo po is mga color orange and color pink. Papipiliin mo si student kung ano yung mas gusto niya, color orange and pink. And magpapadrawing ka ng 3 objects na alam nila na color pink or color orange. Yun daw po yung paper and pencil. Next slide po. Presentation. Activities best displayed and assessed through presentations like exhibits of student work, showcase work that requires critical thinking, problem solving, and revision through multiple drafts. Dito naman po sa presentation, i-highlight natin yung exhibition of students' work. Well, sa elementary po kasi, naging effective yung strategy na magkakaroon kayo ng drawing sa bawat classroom. For example, sa Kinder 1, Kinder 2, and Kinder 3 or yung mga section nila, magkakaroon po sila doon ng activity na i-showcase nila yung talent nila through, depende sa kanila, drawing, kung lettering, or kung painting, then ilalagay mo siya sa isang wall. Ang tawag po doon ay exhibits of student work. So, isang example yun ng presentation. Next is portfolio. This practice of assessment permits the student to be central in the process. Students can decide about the portfolio and its contents. Sa pagkakaalam po kasi natin, ang portfolio is compilation of activities, activities na pinapagawa ni teacher kay students. Dito daw po nagkakaroon ng central in process. Students can decide about the portfolio and its contents. Sa paggawa ng portfolio kasi, individual po ito. Then, dito nakakompile yung mga naging activities ni student. Dito rin magdi-decide si teacher kung nagkaroon ba ng progress or nagkaroon ng deep and understanding si student sa naging academic year nila. Next is rubric. A rubric defines specific criteria to guide students in their learning. Using a student-friendly rubric early helps identify the processes and content needed in their work. So, using rubric kasi, nagkakaroon dito ng fairness sa mga activities. Nakakatulong din yung rubric para magkaroon ng critical thinking si student. For example, nagkaroon ka na sa 1, 2, and 3 mo. First is nagkakaroon ng clear words. Tapos, pagdating naman sa coloring, walang lagpas-lagpas. So, si student, mas lalo siyang nag-e-excel kasi mas gusto niya na mas mataas yung makuha niya dun sa rubric mo. Next is reporting. Should focus on how well students achieve desired outcomes with a summary shared with the relevant audience. Reporting naman po requires students the summary shared with the relevant audience. Sa reporting naman, nagkakaroon ng assessment si teacher through reporting kasi nagkakaroon sila ng peer discussion. Sa peer discussion kasi, nagkakaroon ng mga sharing of ideas, nagkakaroon sila ng research, kaya si students, nakiklear niya yung mga topic na ipepresent niya. Next po, examples of art assessment in elementary grades. Next po. Okay, dito sa mga classroom activity, first yung verbs the word. Using good questioning techniques is important when thinking about arts assessment. When asking an assessment question, here are 4 verbs or starter phrases you can't live without to ask a good question that gets beyond basic fact recall. For example po dito, magbibigay ka ng isang word. Then, pag nagbigay ka ng isang word, bibigyan mo siya ng magandang question. Then, dun sa magandang question na yon, marirecall kung ano yung meaning talaga nung binigay na verb. Next po.
Pangalawa po, ang wagon wheels. A wagon wheel is a formative assessment that helps students discuss their artwork, use art vocabulary, and build confidence. It's quickly, simple, and informs instruction by showing what students know. Ang wagon wheel po ay isang mabilis na paraan para malaman kung naintindihan po ng mga bata ang kanilang aralin. Masusuri din po dito kung ano ang mga pag-unawa ng mga mag-aaral sa art. Nabibigay din po dito sa mga mag-aaral na talakayin ang kanilang mga ginawa. Dito rin po magagamit ang kanilang bokabularyo sa paggawa ng art at mabibuild po nila ang kanilang confidence. Next po. Next na po. Ito po yung halimbawa ng wagon wheel. Next slide po. Pangatlo, labeling. Have student label where they use warm, cold, and neutral colors using a sticky note directly on their artwork. Arrows or multiple sticks may help with this. Have a note on the back of the artwork. Ang labeling po ay paraan para matuto ang mga bata sa pamamagitan ng paglalagay ng mga label sa kanilang mga gawa. Pwede pong gamitin ng mga bata ang maliliit na papel para po markahan kung saan nila ginamit ang mainit, malamig o neutral na kulay sa kanilang mga guhit. Pwede po silang gumamit ng mga arrow o maraming papel para mas malinaw ang pagmamarka po nila. Pagkatapos po nito, sa likod ng kanilang gawa, maglalagay sila sa isang papel kung saan sinulat nila ang 3 bagay na alam po nila tungkol sa isang pintor na gusto nila. Sa ganitong paraan po, natututo sila tungkol sa kulay at sa mga pintor. Next po. Ito po yung halimbawa ng labeling. Next po. Fourth, teacher's feedback. Feedback is more important than grading. How? Have you organized your grading to effectively give personal comments through time-consuming research shows students are more likely to improve from personalized feedback than just a grade. Ang teacher's feedback po ay isang mahalagang bahagi ng proseso ng pag-aaral. Ito po ay paraan ng guro upang ipaalam sa mga mag-aaral kung ano po ang kanilang ginawang maayos at kung saan po sila kailangan pang mag-improve. Mahalaga din po ang teacher's feedback. Dapat malinaw at nakakatulong po ito sa mga mag-aaral. Ang teacher's feedback din po ay mas mahalaga kaysa sa grade. Makakatulong po ito sa mga mag-aaral para matuto. Next po. Ito po yung halimbawa ng teacher's feedback. Next po. 5. Student self-reflection. 2 star and a wish self. And 2 reflection of about the artwork. The wish is something he, she wish could improve often or a goal for next time. Ang student self-reflection po, ang 2 star and a wish po ay paraan ng pag-iisip ng mga estudyante sa kanilang mga nilikhang sining. 2 bituin po para sa 2 bagay na nagawa nilang mabuti. At isang hiling po para sa isang bagay na gusto nila pang i-improve. Next po. Next na po. Ito po yung halimbawa ng student self-reflection ng 2 star and the wish. Next reporter na po.
At ang pang-anim naman po ay make a checklist. This checklist can help students reflect on their own artwork or help parents facilitate art conversations with students. Checklists can help students organize work instead of a rubric. So, ang checklist po is a versatile tools that serve multiple purposes, hindi lang po sa student, pati po sa teacher and even their parents. Dahil po dito, mapapadali at mamamonitor natin yung ginagawa ng mga bata. Next po. Next po. Next slide po. Ito po yung example ng checklist. Next slide. Short answer. If you don't have time for a large performance-based assessment, short answer is a great alternative. It allows you to get inside the head of the student and understand their thinking and knowledge of the concepts. It also allows students to use interdisciplinary connections to literacy in order to express themselves through writing and art. So, ang short answer po, it is precise and makukuha po agad yung main point ng student sa pagsasagot. For example po, about sa arts. Next slide. Next slide. Ito po yung example ng short answer. Next po. Last is portfolio as advocacy. Checklist to show the content of the portfolio to help parents better understand what was achieved in the art room. Parent questionnaire to be sent back with the student. Katulad po ng kanina, yung sa checklist, pwede po siyang i-include sa portfolio. So, ang portfolio po is collection ng mga gawa ng mga student para malaman ng kanilang mga magulang kung ano nga ba po yung kung ano nga ba yung mga nagawa nilang mga arts dun sa na ilalagay sa portfolio. Next po.